Hi YouTube friends, it's Anna. I never took hormonal birth control, and in that regard I might be different than your typical story about something like this. I've done a little bit of research about the kind of videos that are out there about this topic, and I've noticed that they tend to be stories of people that took hormonal birth control and they have really bad side effects, and then they found out the truth about it and they stopped taking it. But I have a different perspective because, like I said, I never took hormonal birth control, and that was because I always had a bad feeling about it. Yeah, so I don't have that perspective of going through that experience of the side effects of hormonal birth control and then seeing the light. Rather, I've learned about this topic out of my curiosity about it, because I've always been interested in what it means to be a woman, both biologically and psychologically, and also how those two things interact with each other. And that's what hormonal birth control is really about. And why am I talking about it here? Well, it is really very connected to things that I want to talk about in the future, also things that I've talked about in the past. And I have very wild plans that are connected to this topic. The topic of women's fertility and, like I said, the biology of women and the psychology of women and how these things interact with each other. And this video is the first taster into that. So this video may seem a bit more relevant to female viewers, but I think it's also, for men, it's always good to be well informed about things. So feel free to keep watching if you are a man as well. So, like I said, I always felt like hormonal birth control was not a good idea for me because hormones do so much in your body and they have such a big impact on the processes in your body. And I was completely right without really knowing anything about it. You should not underestimate the role of hormones in basically deciding who you are. Hormones, they decide who you are, and what you are like as a person and how you feel, how you experience this life. So that's really, really a big deal. Hormones, they have an influence on your mood and a whole lot of physical processes. So, women are not made to be always the same. Women are made to be cyclical. We are made to follow the rhythm of our hormones because our hormones are changing throughout our cycle, and these are making us different, both psychologically and biologically again. So, hormonal birth control does not make your body think that you are pregnant. That's a myth about it, because being pregnant is a very specific thing for your body, and it's not the same as being on hormonal birth control. So what it does actually do is it uses synthetic hormones to create a static situation. So to create a ratio of hormones that is constantly the same, synthetic hormones. And this ratio of hormones, unnatural hormones, is unnatural in of itself. There is no healthy situation in which the body would have this ratio of hormones. So while pregnancy is a very natural state for the body, taking hormonal birth control is not. And since hormones have such a big impact on your body, It is unimaginable that taking this would not have any effect on your body. So potentially there are a lot of side effects, and this is known. You can look it up and any doctor will tell you that that's the case. And I think doctors, that's how they tend to bring it to the public, that these bad things that are talked about with hormonal birth control are possible side effects. And the side effects are always measured against the side effects of being pregnant. So even when the side effects are pretty bad, the way of thinking is that the side effects of pregnancy are even worse. But the side effects that you could expect from hormonal birth control are a negatively affected mood or even depression, reduced sex drive, emotional numbness. And to explain a little bit more about emotional numbness, because that's a very particular thing. For a woman, our hormones are really influencing how we are experiencing what is happening to us, how we are experiencing our emotions. And in certain parts of our cycle, we tend to be more optimistic in our perception of things, and in other parts of our cycle, we tend to be more pessimistic in our perception of things. But there is always like movement in our perception of things. But on hormonal birth control, it is possible that you experience a kind of flat line in that emotional feeling experience, because your hormones are in such a weird balance and they are influencing your mood in a static way, such that you experience emotions and things in general less strongly. So more medical, physiological side effects, very well known, is increased blood clot risk. Not really my specialty, but had to mention it. Also, reduced fertility, and that can be temporary, as it will be in many cases. Like, people tend to think that once you come off hormonal birth control, you can just start having babies. But that's absolutely not true for most people. You may need at least half a year to get your whole cycle situation healthy enough again, your whole body healthy enough again to conceive. But in some cases, it may reduce your fertility in a chronic way. And one side effect that I find very interesting, which is also reflective of how hormonal birth control works and how hormones work, is that according to scientific research, women are unable to select a partner that is attractive to them on hormonal birth control. And that is because pheromones do not work if you are on hormonal birth control. And pheromones are the thing that we use to select an attractive partner. And this may be a bit strange to think about, because we consider ourselves to be such rational beings that we decide in such a rational way if we find someone attractive or not, but that's not true. We use pheromones to do that for a large part, and through those pheromones we can decide if somebody is genetically compatible with us. And that compatibility will come together with us finding them attractive. So when you are on hormonal birth control, that is not working, and the result of that is that if you got in a relationship while you were on hormonal birth control, it could happen potentially that once you get off the hormonal birth control, you do not find your partner attractive anymore. And I have heard some interesting anecdotes about that already. How people got divorced after quitting hormonal birth control, for example. So that's a really kind of scary thing to think about. So yeah, that's a lot of negative crap. But something to understand is that the natural balance of hormones throughout the cycle of a woman is absolutely necessary for a female body to function healthily. The whole body is made to go through this cycle of different hormones that have different effects on the body. This is necessary for good health. Even when you are not taking hormonal birth control, there are factors that can bring your hormones out of balance. And those can be environmental factors, for example, xenoestrogens, which are endocrine disruptors, so hormone disruptors, other hormone disruptors as well, endocrine disruptors. Also, there are lifestyle factors that can bring your hormones out of balance. So there is a lot you can do to balance out your hormones when you look at lifestyle. And these things are also particularly interesting to look at when you get off hormonal birth control and you want to make your body and your hormone system healthy again. So this video is very negative in a way. So if it left you without hope about this whole hormonal birth control, hormonal situation for us women, please do not be desperate, because there is hope, I want to tell you. But if you do want to take good care of your body, and if you want to live a full feminine experience in this life, I really, really urge you to get off hormonal birth control. That is just 100% my opinion. And I find that so important that I felt like making this video right now to share this information with you. My wild plans for the future are concerning an alternative for hormonal birth control, because it does exist. There are natural ways in which you can really get in touch with your femininity, with your female body, with your fertility, and also have control about whether you want to have babies or not. And also, in particular, if you want to have babies, it can also really help you. And if you are really curious already now about what I'm talking about, I would really recommend you to look into fertility awareness. You can definitely give that a Google. And so at the moment I am working on becoming an instructor in that area, and I hope to coach and give lectures about this topic to other women. So stay tuned to see what else will happen for me with my wild plans around this topic. Thank you for watching this video. I would love it if you felt like commenting something about perhaps your experience with hormones, with hormonal birth control, with having a female body. Anything that you like to share, I love to read. And give this video a like if you liked it. And consider subscribing to my YouTube channel if you want to be updated on what other videos I'm making. So, see you next time. Bye.